What if the greatest treasure you found was the power for revenge? In the bustling port city of Marseille, a young sailor named Edmond Dantès had it all. Good looks, a beautiful fiancée, and a promising future. But his life was about to change in a big way, in the worst way possible. While on a voyage with his ship and crew, they run into some trouble. A storm arises out of nowhere and threatens to destroy their vessel. But thanks to the quick thinking and athleticism of Edmond, they are able to save the ship and make it back to shore. As a reward for his bravery, Edmond's captain entrusts him with a very important package to deliver to a friend. It was just a simple job that involved a quick trip across the Mediterranean Sea. So Edmond, eager to please his captain and prove his loyalty, set sail with the package. But unbeknownst to him, two of his envious rivals, Fernand and Danglars, had followed him, having seen the contents of the package. They knew it was a chest full of valuables and jewels, and they wanted it for themselves. So while Edmond was sleeping one night, Fernand and Danglars sneak into his cabin and steal the goods. To make matters worse, they also plant false evidence that accuses Edmond of theft. When the real owner of the valuables discovers that they have been stolen, he immediately assumes that it was Edmond who took them. And because of this false evidence, Edmond is arrested and thrown into the infamous prison of Chateau d'If, where he suffers for 3 years until he is eventually broken out by a fellow inmate named Abbé Faria. Together, they escape to a hidden island where Abbé Faria reveals a secret to Edmond. He tells him that under the chapel on the island lies an unimaginable treasure, a fortune so vast that it would make Edmond a multi-billionaire. But before he can tell Edmond the location of the treasure, Abbé Faria suddenly falls ill and dies. Now alone on the island, Edmond is determined to find the treasure so that he can finally be free from the struggles of his life. And after searching, he finds the treasure and takes it back to Marseille. There, using an alias, he invests the money and grows it exponentially, eventually becoming the richest man in town. All the while, he lives a lavish lifestyle as the mysterious Count of Monte Cristo. But the real reason he returned to Marseille was not for the riches or the fame, but for revenge. With the help of a skilled swordsman named Luigi Vampa, the Count sets out to destroy the lives of Fernand, Danglars, and the corrupt judge who put him in prison. One by one, he frames them for crimes, ruining their businesses, reputations, and families. Danglars, consumed by greed and lust for power, becomes obsessed with acquiring the Count's fortune. And in doing so, he inadvertently implicates himself in a series of crimes, ultimately leading to his demise. Fernand, driven by ambition and a thirst for adventure, embarks on a military campaign, rising to the rank of general, only to be defeated in battle and stripped of his honors. The corrupt judge, blinded by his own vanity and lust for money, is manipulated by the Count into making a series of disastrous decisions that ultimately lead to his downfall. As the Count executes his revenge, he becomes increasingly ruthless and detached from his humanity. He takes on a mysterious woman named Haydée as his slave and mistress, but treats her more like a possession than a person. He also develops a complex relationship with a young woman named Valentine, whom he helps to escape an arranged marriage, but then uses her as a pawn in his game of revenge against the family that rejected him. Will the Count of Monte Cristo get his revenge and live happily ever after? Or will he be consumed by the darkness within him? Find out in Season 2.